Hey! Welcome to my channel. Today we have a brief retelling of the mysterious sci-fi thriller that keeps you in suspense all the time, Film Old. Be careful, spoilers ahead.
Something is going on with time on this beach.
Tourist bus rides through the jungle. In his salon is the Kappa family, Mother Pri, archaeologist, Father Guy, eldest daughter Maddox and youngest son Trent. The family arrives at the hotel. They really like the location and nature around.
Look out the window, look how pretty it is.
The manager meets the family. The waitress who brings the cocktails for the family says they are made according to taste preferences. Maddox and Trent approach the suite's table, where they meet the manager's nephew, Idlib. The boys start playing together. The whole Kappa family goes to the room. Guy says it's very hard for him, he can't even eat. Pri admits that it is not easy for her either, but they agreed, the last vacation together, and then they will tell the children everything. Guy asks if Pri found the apartment. When she says yes, he gets angry. The couple are arguing. Behind the wall sit Maddox and Trent embracing. They listen to the quarrel of their parents. Maddox invites his brother to go play. Trent takes out a coded letter from Idlib and starts translating it. Tomorrow is an ice cream eating contest. Breakfast starts at the hotel restaurant. The manager walks up to the Kappa family's table. He sits down next to him and, as if in secret, tells the family about the closed beach in the reserve. He assures that this is a unique place,
A once-in-a-lifetime experience, a natural anomaly.
about which he tells only those who he really likes. The manager warns that they are unlikely to find it themselves, so he offers a bus to take them there. Trent receives a second letter from Idlib. The Kappa family board a bus that will take them to a mysterious beach. Already on the bus, they realize that they are not going there on their own. Another family is traveling with them, Charles, a heart surgeon, his mother Agnes with her dog, his wife Crystal and daughter Kara. The bus stops. Two families start getting things from the bus. The driver warns that he will return at 5 o'clock, and if they want to leave earlier, let them call on the phone. The driver shows the path along which you can get to the beach. Charles asks him why he doesn't help them carry things. The driver says that they are waiting for him at the hotel, and the beach is very close. Two families passing through a narrow gorge in the canyon go to the beach. Families love the views in front of them. There are high cliffs around the beach. Maddox looks at the rocks and notices a famous rapper in the shadow. She asks her father to go to him. Guy says that one should not interfere with the rest of others. Trent swims near the rocks and is very surprised that there are no fish in the water. After a moment, he starts screaming when he sees something in the water. Guy and Charles run to the water and find the corpse of a young girl. Pri takes the children and takes them away from the corpse. A rapper approaches them, bleeding from his nose. Pri watches from afar with the children. Guy asks the rapper if the girl who drowned was with him. He answers yes. She went for a swim and didn't come back, and he had nothing more to say. Trent complains to his mom that his shorts are too small for him. Pri says that you just need to untie them, and when he looks at him, he freezes in surprise. Another family appears on the beach, psychologist Patricia Carlicle and her husband, Jaron, who works as an orderly. They look around with rapture. Guy asks how they got there, and when he finds out that the same bus, he is very happy. He hopes to stop the bus and return with his family back to the hotel. Jaron says it's impossible because the bus left immediately. Charles shows Patricia and Jaron a corpse covered with a towel. Jaron says that she goes to where the bus dropped them off, hoping that she can call the hotel from there, because there is no connection. He walks along the gorge, but suddenly he becomes ill. Jaron opens her eyes on the beach and doesn't understand what happened. At the tent, Trent tells Kara that she has changed, and so does he.
You look different too.
He also noticed a sparkle on the hill, and it scares him. Crystal starts screaming that Agnes is not breathing.
She's not breathing! She's not breathing!
Charles gives her artificial respiration and heart massage, but nothing helps. Charles is crying. Jaron asks the kids how old they are and then says he can guess. He assumes that Trent is 11 years old. Trent laughs and replies that he is only 6 and his sister is 11. Patricia, seeing how surprised her husband is, explains that the children are just scared and therefore lie. Jaron asks the kids why they play him. Pri approaches them and asks if they have seen her children. Patricia, not understanding anything, says that they are in front of her. Pri looks at the children and leaves. Trent calls for Mom. She turns around and freezes in amazement, unable to say anything. Trent and Maddox are 5 years older. Pri doesn't recognize them. She doesn't understand what happened. The children are scared. Trent hugs his mom, who is shocked by everything that is happening. Guy runs up to Pri and tells him to take the kids to the hotel. She doesn't know what to say, so she just points to Trent hugging her. Maddox hugs his shocked father. Guy asks if it's really her. Pri says we need to leave this place immediately. Guy warns her that it will not be possible to get out through the gorges. Pri asks to do something, to find another way from the beach, because the children are scared. Jaren suggests that they break into pairs and go around everything. All adults agree. They wake up on the beach, not understanding what happened. Charles takes a knife, walks up to the rapper, and stabs him in the cheek. He explains his act by saying that he feels threatened by him.
Listen, I don't know why I did that. I thought he was going to hurt me.
Everyone looks at the knife in fear. Charles apologizes to the rapper and offers to examine the wound. The rapper says that he almost killed him. When the rapper turns around, everyone notices with horror that, instead of a cut on his cheek, just a scar. Charles examines his daughter. He says she is healthy but has matured and she now looks 12 to 13 instead of 6. Maddox asks her mom why they have grown so fast and if she is healthy. To which Pri doesn't know what to say. It's hard for Pri to breathe. Jaren examines her and tells her that she has a tumor the size of a tennis ball. She objects, because the tumor was only 3 centimeters. Pri passes out. Charles examines her and says that the tumor is the size of a grapefruit. Jaren also touches the tumor and says that it is growing rapidly and it is very strange. Guy asks if it can be cut. Charles says yes, but if something goes wrong, it's not his fault. Charles takes a knife and starts talking some nonsense.
Do you know that Jack Nicholson did a film with Marlon Brando?
Everyone looks at him in surprise, not understanding what happened. Charles wakes up and makes an incision in Pri's stomach. The incision heals instantly. Jaren suggests sticking her hands in the wound so it doesn't heal. Charles cuts again and they remove a huge tumor from Pri. Pri comes to and says that she's much better. The rapper approaches the girl's body and removes the towel. He starts yelling for everyone to come towards him faster. Instead of a corpse, they see bones. Pri says the body may not look like this until 7 years later. Jaren suggests that time does not flow correctly on this beach.
What exactly are we saying? Something is going on with time on this beach.
Trent and Kara are in the tent. Kara complains that she is scared, she does not know what is happening to them. Trent suggests distraction to something else. Pri suggests that half an hour on the beach equals 1 year of life. She thinks that it affects everyone, it's just that it's not as noticeable on adults as it is on children. Jaren says it's all because of the rocks. Therefore, in order to get out through the canyon, they need to take a step and stop. According to his calculations, this will take 20 years. Charles says it's crazy. Kara and Trent go to their parents. Kara is pregnant, but she thinks she just got fat. Everyone is shocked. Kara gives birth to a child, but a minute later he dies from lack of attention. Trent yells furiously that everyone is lying and the baby is alive.
You're lying! You're all lying! You're lying! Shut up, you're lying!
Kara is dumbfounded. Patricia cries while holding the dead child. She offers to talk and decide something. Crystal yells at Charles to save them. Charles loses his mind and starts stabbing the sand. There is a scream. Charles kills a rapper with a knife. Guy takes the knife from Charles, out of touch with reality and just sitting still. Jaren says that he will go for help. He will try to swim to the other side of the beach. Guy understands that in every family there is someone sick and this is no coincidence. They were all selected specially. All their documents are in the hotel, and if they disappear, no one will know. At the top of the cliff, an unknown figure is watching them. Maddox learns that her mother has a lover. She walks along the beach, trying to calm herself, and crying goes deeper and deeper into the water. A wave covers her, bringing the body of Jaren. Kara is holding a dead baby. She tells Trent that they will not get out of here, they will not have school and friends. Trent kisses Kara and carries the child away. He is distracted and sees Kara climbing a rock. Trent tries to persuade her to get off, but she listens and climbs further. At the very top, she freezes and falls down. Guy tells everyone to stick together, but Patricia says she has to get out of here. She talks about her sister, whom she hasn't spoken to in a long time. Suddenly, Patricia begins to convulse and dies. Guy tells his wife that he knows about her lover, apologizes for his cowardice and says that she deserves better. Pri also apologizes, saying that they do not need anyone else, and she is happy here and now. Maddox and Trent dig a sand mound and they find a notebook there. Maddox starts reading it and realizes that there are names of people who were here before. Trent looks at the top of the cliff and sees a man there. He realizes that the glitter that scared him is video cameras, which means they are being filmed.
Why would they do this?
Guy and Pri by the fire. Suddenly Guy sees that someone is sneaking up on them. Charles is holding a knife and starts hitting Guy's hands with it. Pri shields him with his back. Guy pushes Pri away and asks to hide the children. Pri finds Trent and Maddox and orders them to hide. They run into the gorge and hear someone crying inside. After a moment, they realize that it is Crystal. She is very hurt and angry. Trent lights a match to see her. Crystal screams, so they won't look at her, and throws a rock at them. She asks what's wrong with Kara. Trent says she's dead and lights the match again. Crystal takes a giant rock to throw at them, but the bone in her hand breaks. Trent and Maddox try to crawl into a narrow cave to escape Crystal. She crawls after them, wringing her arms and in pain. There was a sudden silence. When Trent lights the match again, he sees Crystal dead. Pri returns to her husband and stabs Charles with a rusty knife. Rust causes blood poisoning and he dies instantly. The whole Kappa family is on the beach by the fire. They are happy. Maddox is singing.
Cupid's an archer.
Guy and Pri are admiring the waves and talking. Guy falls to the sand and dies. Pri goes to the water and also falls dead. Trent and Maddox meet the dawn at the bodies of their parents. Maddox says that they have 13 hours left, but this does not scare them. Trent suggests looking for a way out, but before that, make a sand castle. While building the castle, Trent recalls a letter from Idlib, which he did not have time to decipher. Maddox suggests doing it now. In the letter, Idlib says that his uncle does not like corals. Trent realizes that this may be their last chance to get through the coral reef.
The coral might protect us from the effects of the rocks.
The brother and sister head to the reef. They swim into the tunnel. Maddox clings to the coral cape. Trent tries to help her. They run out of air. The bus driver watches them from the cliff. Seeing that no one emerges from the reef, he calls his boss on the phone and says that the 73rd experiment is completed. All participants are dead.
Both them drowned.
The bus driver enters the laboratory with a large number of workers. The hotel manager enters the center of the room, offering a moment of silence to remember the participants in the experiment.
A moment of silence for the members of Trial 73.
He says that there were many unsuccessful experiments, but not this one. After all, before leaving for the beach, they mixed medicines into Patricia's cocktail, and she hasn't been sick in 18 years. At the hotel, Trent approaches the policeman and gives him the finder's pad of names. Maddox and Trent tell everyone about what's going on at the hotel.
Our parents are Guy and Triska Kappa. We live at...
The policeman checks the names from the pad and realizes that everyone on the list is missing. Trent thanks Idlib for the tip. In the final scene, all the culprits are arrested. Trent and Maddox fly by helicopter to meet with an aunt who is not ready for what her nephews are under 50 years old.